Hey everyone, Chloe here, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, welcome. So today's video is all about the frenemy. What is a frenemy and why are frenemies so difficult to spot with the naked eye? So let's start by defining a frenemy. The word frenemy is a combination of the word friend and enemy, and a frenemy, simply put, is a person who pretends to be your friend. And a frenemy is basically a person who wears the mask of being a friend, but underneath that mask is a person who is really a rival and a competitor and a person who seeks to undermine your progress and your wellness. And a frenemy is a person who is a friend to your face but harbors intense secret feelings of seething and hostility and rage and jealousy and envy and even hatred. And I need to say this, frenemies are pretty common amongst women. And this includes mothers and sisters and mother-in-laws and colleagues and sister-in-laws and your nosy neighbors and the miserable hags that are in your church, especially in the realm of feminine self improvement and in the arena of men. Because I will always say this on my channel, women are competitive and comparative when it comes to men because competition for quality men is stiff and competition for men is genetically all about survival. So when it comes to men, unfortunately, that is when women are the ugliest towards each other. And it is very important to have the skill of identifying a frenemy because frenemies are quite dangerous when not identified. And frenemies are very skilled at subterfuge and deception, and they are very slick at finding indirect ways to henpeck you and at finding ways to chop your tree down by undermining your self worth and your self esteem. And they are masters at gaslighting and death by a million tiny cuts. Now, in my opinion, the purpose of a frenemy, they do have a very, very strong purpose. And that purpose is to remind women that they have to like themselves and that they have to be their own best friend. And the purpose of a frenemy is to test a woman's confidence and her ability to feel worthy of goodness and the good things that are sure to come your way when you become a believer. And a believer, not in the religious sense, is a person who knows how to execute and manifest and make their dreams come true. That to me are the strongest lessons that I have learned with my own experiences with frenemies. So here are the 10 surefire signs of a frenemy. Number 10, a frenemy is emotionally inconsistent. A frenemy is the kind of person who is kind one day and funny style the next. A frenemy is emotionally inconsistent because one minute they admire you and the next minute they despise you. And they are very crafty at introducing the spirit of confusion into your life because with emotional inconsistency, you often do not know where you stand with that person. And a frenemy's job is to emotionally throw you off guard and to throw you off balance. And when a person is emotionally inconsistent, that person will give your gut a nagging feeling. And a frenemy's energy is just always off. Number 9, a frenemy tells your secrets. A frenemy will take your failures and the embarrassing and the humiliating and the not so savory things that you share with them and share them with people and perfect strangers to make you look less appealing and less flattering in the eyes of others. And they will stop at nothing to sabotage your reputation. And this move is all about lowering your value and your stature and your appeal in the eyes of others. Number 8, a frenemy is a user. A frenemy is a person who lacks a genuine reciprocity. Frenemies at their core are emotional chakra thieves and they are takers and they are very stingy and withholding and they only come around when they need a favor because they want you to feel undeserving. Sometimes we have friends that are only in our lives to use us, and sometimes we only have friends, right, that are in our lives because they are opportunists. Number 7, a frenemy covets your life. A frenemy wants what you have. And a frenemy is a person who wants a shortcut to your blessings, the blessings that you've earned and the blessings that just come naturally, right? A frenemy is always trying to figure out how did you do it? Never mind your sweat equity and the hard work that you put in and day out. A frenemy is always trying to figure out why do you have it and they don't. Because a frenemy is a person who wants your life, and if they can't have it, they will try to undermine you and devalue you every chance that they can get. Number 6, a frenemy will make you doubt yourself. A frenemy will always make you question your worthiness, and a frenemy will always make you second guess yourself and your choices, and will always be there to plant the seed of doubt. Number 5, and this is a huge one, a frenemy encourages unhealthy behavior, and a frenemy will always encourage you to self sabotage. A frenemy will encourage you to eat like garbage and to not work out and to sleep with that dusty that keeps pestering you. And a frenemy will co-sign toxic behavior and all things that vibrate at a lower level to keep you stuck in a ditch. Number 4, a frenemy talks badly about your other friends. Frenemies are always jealous and envious of your other friends. They are envious of your confident and self-assured friends, and they are envious that our other friends are secure within themselves, because a frenemy at their core is an insecure, weak person, and an insecure person will always feel threatened. Number 3, a frenemy is passive aggressive, and passive aggressive people move sideways, and they are very masterful at moving indirectly, and they are never direct or upfront. A passive aggressive person is a person who is emotionally violent in an indirect way. And passive aggressive people are people who try to get their needs met through emotional violence and hostility and the silent treatment. And they usually use these methods, especially the silent treatment, right? Because the silent treatment is a very effective control tactic on people who do not know themselves. Number 2, a frenemy never apologizes. A frenemy will never say, "I'm sorry." And even if they do say, "I'm sorry," it won't be real or sincere or heartfelt. A true frenemy will never make amends, because the best sign of an apology is changed behavior. And people who lack the ability to apologize are people that should be giving a wide berth, because they are destructive and malignant and toxic. And number 1, a frenemy will ghost you, and ghosting is what usually happens when a frenemy realizes that there isn't anything that they can do that will stop your glow up, and that there isn't anything that they can do to sabotage or get in the way of your success. So they disappear. And this is especially true when a woman experiences 2 major life shifts. And that is usually when she loses a significant amount of weight, and when a woman gets married to a provider. That is when a frenemy, or frenemies, because you can have more than one at a time, that is when a frenemy tends to show their truest, ugliest colors. Something about no longer being the fat girl in the room and getting hitched brings out the worst in many women. So that's all I have to say on this for now. Frenemies are as common as a housefly, and the more feminine and the more successful you become, especially when a woman has success with men, the more the mask that your frenemies are so good at hiding behind will drop. And frenemies, although they can be very irritating like headlights, the best way to handle a frenemy is to ignore them. And if ignoring them doesn't work, spend less time with them until they become as invisible as a window. And if they are persistent at pestering you, cut them out of your life altogether. Cut them out of your social media, and if necessary, get a restraining order, and continue to be committed to becoming your best bougie feminine self, because hypergamy is about having bigger dreams than the average dust bunny. So share your frenemy experience in the comments below, and stay tuned for more videos to come, and I will catch up with you guys in the next one.